Hello, everybody, and welcome into the SFA. We are in Season 12, Week 10, and man, what a week. We had some crazy upsets. We had Notre Dame going down, number 13 to Navy. We had number 9, Boston College going down, and we got some massive games on the way here today. If you don't know what the SFA is, it's an online dynasty ran entirely through Discord. You do not need the game. We rely on your coaching and your recruiting abilities. All you need is, you can recruit, you can set your schemes, you can set your depth charts. We also have a ton of server games that, like fantasy football, entire sportsbook that's functional. So if that interests you, feel free to hit any of the links in any of our descriptions, as well as we are affiliated. So if you are watching live, you might run into an ad or two, so expect that. Feel free to drop your Twitch Prime. It is free. Any and all revenue from the Twitch channel goes into funding a national championship trophy that will actually send to you IRL. Thanks for letting me know that you could hear me. Sorry, Mango. That's such a tough loss. I totally thought you guys had it. You have a good team. Welcome in, Ron. Big game this week. Kind of a sneaky one after a couple good hard weeks. B-Dogs here, big win. So a lot of people. Let's get going. It is BearCave time, baby. So game coming later. The game day game is Wisconsin and Iowa. That one's gonna be a lot of fun, but we have a lot of stuff to take care of first. So let's get right on into it. So first up is we're gonna have Coastal Carolina and UCF. This is a game that has two users, Coach Trog and Bummer. Trog, if you're here, let me know, heads or tails, kick or receive, and then obviously Bummer, let me know heads or kick if he doesn't respond. Welcome in, Nathan Cardles. So CJ Irons back on it, and hold up, I gotta change the time length. So while we're waiting for somebody to say, so I'm gonna give them until I change this. As always, our game day games are 9-minute quarters, and then our BearCave games are 7-minute quarters because we do utilize Quick Sim. All right, so I don't see a response here, so we're just gonna get on into it with UCF here. A big season really for the Knights. We didn't really expect anything from these guys. So for those of you who are CC Sportsbook bettors, this game is 3.5-point favorite for Coastal. And then the over-under for this game was 56.5. All right. Welcome in, Yui. Massive win this week on Watch Party, which was yesterday. That was a fantastic game. Anybody who didn't watch it, I'd recommend watching it after the streams today. It was a really fun game. Lots of massive plays. 5 game day great plays in that game. As we look at the conference in this division, pretty much ran by Georgia Southern, but still bowl games are very likely, so this is massive for potentially getting to a bowl game here for Coach Bummer. And let's get on into it. The UCF Knights, IRL on their way to the Big 12, along with Colorado. Let's go. We're at the bounce house. No, so Louisville is the Sickos game of the week, Nathan. So stick around. That's going to becoming a little bit later. All right, so as we start, if you aren't familiar, we quick sim to the fourth quarter, see if it's still pretty close, and then we will jump on in if it is close. And a quick score here for UCF. And Coastal can't get it done. All right, so neither team doing anything here in the first half as we are going to halftime 7-0. So those of you who hit the under are very happy at this moment. I'm telling you, Dogwater, I set it up on purpose. But no, number 4 spot is for the mid-teams. As we get a 17-0 run here for Coastal. Oh, no, Bummer in shambles. All right, but can he battle back here in the fourth quarter? He throws an interception to Quindarius Durr, the SFA player. As we continue to get closer here, it's still a 2-score game, so we cannot jump in. We got to see a score here from UCF, and they get it. So 2 minutes left. Can they get a stop? We're not jumping in quite yet. They do get the stop, though. And here we go. 3-point lead for Coastal Carolina. First game on BearCave. We're at the 24. We've got to go 76 yards. And we have no idea how their field goal kicker, how good he is. So we hand it off to Parker here, and he goes down on the power run. Quindarius Durr, the SFA player, he has an interception today, as Calvin Parker's over 100 yards. We're not quite sure. We'll see here in a bit, but he has the lead right now. Choke job irons. And dumping that off out wide. Okay, 3rd and 8 immediately. So I think time is less of a factor than the yard to gain right now. 3rd and 8, you got to come up with something here if you're UCF. They're coming out 4 wide. Only 3-man front here for CCU. Drops back. Dumps that off to Parker, and he goes down. So they get half of it back here. You have to go for it. So here we go. This is potentially the game. Can Bummer do something here? And it's a quick screen, and it works! It looks like Coastal Carolina was thinking it was going to go to Parker, by far their best player, and they hit him with a mid-screen. All right, the drive's still cooking. We're hurrying it up, and he's floating it out wide. Risky business, but he gets 5, and assuming here comes a timeout. No, they're just going to continue hurrying it up. Utilizing that clock pretty well here so far. 2nd and 5. Dumping that off again. There's another first down and a lot more. Matt Thomas now across the 50. All right, UCF is threatening. Are we going to get some choke job irons action? Now we're coming out empty here. They use that timeout. So 2 left. Corner blitz. They pick it up, and he floats it, and he connects. What a throw here. Connects with Jason Anderson. All right, so now UCF is cooking. We're inside the 30. Remember, we do not know the state of the field goal kicking for this team. So they might be in range. They also might need 20 more yards. The goal is a touchdown, though. So we get another drag route here to Matt Thomas. He goes down. And 37 seconds left. Clock's running. They're going to save that last timeout, so we're just going to spike it here. So 3rd and 3 from right hash. Are we going to see overtime here in Game 1 of BearCave? Preferably not, as I picked the under on this game. So 3rd and 3. And they connect again. Another conversion as we get down to the 10. So they're going to hurry it up now, and now they're threatening to win it. 11 yards away. Can UCF punch it in? Get back to 500. Clock running. Here we go. And he's sacked! I was just going to say the protection has been so good on this drive. And time runs out. Corey Anderson gets his 2nd sack of the day. And now, I mean, potentially, did that knock him out of field goal range? So 3rd and 17, 19 yards away, 10 seconds left. Safety coming down into the box. And he throws down the right. It's intercepted! What a choke! You guys say choke job irons, choke job thorn. What was that? His lineman got backed up into him, and he throws the game away. And that decision by the quarterback might have just cost UCF a chance at bowl eligibility. They've now got to go 3-1 the rest of the way. That is so tough. And Coastal Carolina gets the no cover. You're welcome, B-Dog. And the under hits. So the TCL goes 1 for 1. What an ending, man. Such a tough way to lose a game. I am sorry, Bummer, but that's the part of it. Now the signing of Joshua Dubs looks so good, huh? The signing of Joshua Dobbs. Welcome in Nick Woolley. Doesn't look like UCF will be making it onto Woolley's top 10 next week. Oof. Yeah, Calvin Parker coming back would be great. All right, let's check out the score here. See how this one all went down. Parker got a touchdown, Mathis, so the two best players kind of going back and forth. And then as far as stats go, Thomas Horn, critical interception there at the end from the 68 overall. Parker got over 100 yards. Thomas, their best pass catcher. And then on defense, we got a sack. We got an interception from TJ Wade. Sack from Owens, but other than that, not much. Sack from Allen. And then Coastal, big win for them, 5-3. CJ Irons may have been hurt. He left the game, threw a pick, and then it was Amir Stewart the rest of the way. Interesting. Mathis kind of took over there. And then on the defensive end, you've got 2 sacks here from Corey Anderson. Quindarius Durr, the SFA player, got an interception. All right, so now the question is CJ Irons going to miss any time with that? Yes, man, I'm so excited to see the Wisconsin tight end, Dan Katz, the SFA player. He's been on a tear this year, so. Yeah, Coastal wins, but at what cost? That's right. Starting QB. We'll see, we'll see. All right, so game 1 down. Always nice that we get to actually watch the action unfold. So next up is North Texas at South Carolina. 2 users who did not see this season going the way it has gone. North Texas, last week we saw them just kind of roll over and die as they ran out the clock when they were losing. And then South Carolina, 1-7. Their only win is against Tennessee, who started their wide receiver as an experiment. So not a lot of hope for these teams, but D-Sleep, if you're here, heads or tails, kick or receive. And then if you're not, Zach, let me know, kick or receive. So I'm going to give D-Sleep a couple seconds here. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, kick. Is Joker the kick? Is that D-Sleep? Heads or tails first? Coach Joe. Oh, Joe's your OC. Okay. Welcome in, OC. All right, so I don't see D-Sleep then, so we're going to go with South Carolina. And I'm not sure who's starting at quarterback. I don't remember if Zach told me to start Ryan Leaf the rest of the week, or if the other quarterback is coming in, but he's questionable, the other QB. So we'll see if he comes back. Jacobs. So we'll see. But we got some rain here in South Carolina. Oh boy. The Mean Green against the Gamecocks. 2 of the best mascots in all of college football. For those of you bettors, we have a 4-point line here. South Carolina is the home favorite, and the over-under is 47.5. The TC Sportsbook, or the TC over-under algo, said that this game was definitely going to hit the over, so that's what we are expecting here today. Williams-Brice Stadium. Let's see what D-Sleep does. His 3rd time on BearCave, he got embarrassed by Wisconsin and then choked last week. So we'll see what he does this week. And we are off here in the SEC. How is this one going to go? We got rain and no score early on. So the under looking good. 7-0 early. Are we going to start seeing a little bit more scoring? And no. 14-0 now. Okay. So third quarter, are we going to see some scoring? There you go. North Texas finally put it together. South Carolina can't, and we get a comeback. All right, so we're at 27 now. Here we go. Next change of possession. A touchdown, South Carolina. All right, and now we get another touchdown, but these missed extra points, or they're going for it. So now we are at 41, so we need one more touchdown here. So we're not inside 2 minutes quite yet, as we get a 15-yard penalty against the defense. And here we go. South Carolina, it looks like, is that Ryan Leaf? He's running up to the line. I'm not quite sure who that is, but they're trying to run out the clock here. So North Texas using those timeouts. So we're actually at 40 here. So, oh no. The over-under algo is going to be lost. It's 47.5. We need 2 scores. Oh, dear. All right, and he gets stuffed. All right, so they are punting it. Youngwa Jungkook back as the punter. Let's see if he can pin them deep. What a kick. Coughing corner. Oh, my God. It pays to recruit a kicker. The best punter in the country. Jungkook pins him inside the 10. At the 4. What a punt. All right. So Kevin Utley in North Texas last week in a game-winning drive situation. All they did was this. They just handed it off over and over to Taquan Twiggs. Are they going to do the same thing? No timeouts left, as now, oh dear, we're getting a spike now, so 3rd and 12 immediately. All right, could we see a safety here? 3rd and 12, we're 98 yards from a tutty. North Texas dumping that off, they get about halfway back. All right, 4th down. Shannon American got him a little bit closer, but this is the game. I mean, you got to go for it. So let's see, can Kevin Utley deliver some magic? Taquan Twiggs in the backfield. Shannon American. And, oh, God, he throws it into the ground. A turnover on downs for North Texas. That was less than thrilling. So now we're going to see, can South Carolina score? Please run a real play. Yes! All right, we need them to score. Come on. You got this. They're going to hand it off up the middle, and no, Greg Lester. So did the running back go down for an injury? I mean, Lester has 20 carries. Come on, go for it. Do not just kneel. Do not kneel. Do not kneel. Yes, we're going to run a play. Come on, get a touchdown, please. So from 5 yards out, they're going to hand it off. He finds the outside. Touchdown, South Carolina. Go for 2. Go for 2. Go for 2. Go for 2. Please, please, please. No! So we are a half point from hitting the over as we check in on TCU. So we are past 2 scores. So we've got to sim it here. So play-by-play, is North Texas going to save us? Please, kick a field goal. No, sir. So it looks like the under hits and the TC algo loses by half a point. That is so tough if that stays. And South Carolina gets the cover. They should have gone for 2, man. To make it 10 points. Well, no, you have not played yet, Skook. You are the last game of BearCave. We're only on the second one. I mean, North Texas offense, when you're watching them, it just sucks. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, I guess the rain kind of screwed us. Damn you, Nick, for setting these lines. That is, yep, officially it's 47, so that is a under loss, so that's 3K down the drain as Leicester. So it does look like that running back went down. I forget what his name is. Ryan Leaf had a good day. Leicester, yeah, so Raymond Thomas might have gone down with injury. Ostrander, 11 pancakes per usual. We got a sack here from Atkins. No extracurriculars. Oh, we got an interception. Once again, Brian Palmer. He is an interception machine. And then Young Kook went 0 for 2 on field goals, but 4 for 4 when it mattered. And then he got the one inside the 20. So maybe not the best kicker ever. Then Taekwon Twigs threw it for 15 yards. Better quarterback rating than Kevin Utley. Running the ball, he had 96. And then Shannon American got a touchdown. And on defense, Shea Dickerson got a tackle for loss, but they couldn't produce any extra plays. So tough loss once again for D-Sleep there, trying to build a team. Second brother of Mo. All right, so that's a big W for the Cap of South Carolina. I'm pissed about the over-under, but that's okay. We'll make it up later on. That just means my 1K hits are going to hit well. All right, so next up is we've got South Alabama at Arkansas State. Chet Doge yet again. We're going to see Chet Doge, Kevin Mann going up against former #1 overall recruit, D.D. Holmes. So we're going to really see here if South Alabama can hang with them. I don't think they can, so we'll see if they cover or not. The defense has been surprisingly very, very good. Potentially the strength of this Arkansas State team. There's D.D. Holmes, #1 overall recruit from season 10. For those of you who are betting, 9.5-point favorites here for Arkansas State, and the over-under is 54.5. Jed Ford, the transfer from UAB, a former Tampa player. Centennial Bank Stadium, the kings of the South of the Sun Belt. As we'll see if South Alabama cannot get skunked on BearCave. All right, here we go. Arkansas State, can they get the win? Or are they going to get upset just like UNLV got upset earlier? So, all right, early on, 7-point lead. But Arkansas State obviously ties it up. And once Chet Doge gets rolling, we do typically expect him. But no, they only mustered 7 points here in the first half. Oh, boy. And if they score here, which they do, 2-score lead now as we enter the fourth quarter. And Arkansas State gets one. This is getting a little nervous for those of you who tailed my bet last night. Late last night. It was, boom, big touchdown. 77-yard rush by Simmons. Wow. So was not Chet Doge. So they found some explosiveness and boom! Right back, an 84-yard touchdown. Oh boy, this one is heating up. We're at 45 on the over-under. And let's jump on in. We get to see some Chet Doge action. He's at the top of your screen in the white, I believe. Oh boy, and he goes down. The running back, that's Simmons. Nick Simmons. All right, so yeah, Chet Doge has the white sleeves. I believe he's number 89. The best wide receiver in the country, and it's not even close. Ford doesn't throw it his way. 4th down. So you got to think you're going for it here, right? Yeah, they are. Here we go. 1 yard. Got the big nasties out. They hand it. It's a power run. Can he get there? He stiffies a man. And Arkansas State stays alive. That was a big man run right there. And remember, number 93 on the defense is D.D. Holmes. He is on the bottom side of your screen, so they ran away from him on that last play. As we go over the middle, and we get it now to Fred Tompkins, the tight end. Clock is ticking. They have a full minute here, so plenty of time as we are across the 50. Yeah, definitely SBC After Dark here today. Chet Doge, top of your screen. Get some motion now. And we're throwing it the other way here. So it looks like they're doing a good job blanketing Chet Doge. No big plays so far. Jed Ford only 1 TD through the air. All right, minute left. Still 9 points away from the over, so not really a threat here if you bet the under. And he's jamming it deep. 2-on-1, Chet Doge! You are a monster! D.D. Holmes almost got to Ford, but he just chucked it up to Chet Doge. Touchdown, baby! 2-on-1. Chet is him. Oh my God. D.D. Holmes bearing down his back, and he barely gets it off. And who else but Chet Doge, 2-on-1 in the end zone, 40 yards away, picks it out of the sky. That is a top 10 play of the year, in my opinion. That is one of those plays where, like, the SFA, like, success mimics real life, because IRL, that's a play that you see Justin Jefferson make, or, you know, 2-on-1, just mosses them, and then you get, like, the Randy Moss or somebody doing the too small celebration. Like, holy hell. Yeah, Doge down there somewhere is, oh boy, now we're getting back here. Broken sacks, but he goes down. Oh, man, this game, it's not over. And we can't cool down yet. Chet Doge is insane, man. They could still make a big play here. Dumps it off, and broken tackle again. Oh, my God! The offensive lineman threw the defender into the running back. He had potentially some big room there, and he went down. That right guard was angry. So 3rd and 19 now. 40 seconds left. And he's going down again! And was that Kevin Mann? It might have been, but 4th and 24 now. So nothing going right here for South Alabama. Minus 14 yards on 3 plays. And they run a draw. What are you doing? As Kevin Mann, I think, brought him down. No, Daryl Pruitt, and that's going to be the game. Obviously, we've got to watch it, run it out. So chance here for Arkansas State to cover. For those of you, if you picked a cover, but no, it looks like they are going to, in fact, just kneel it out. But definitely, probably, surprisingly, even after, for those of you who watched the watch party, that play to Chet Doge is probably going to be the play of the week. That was great. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That Chet play, that's too good. You have a former, I mean, it's the reason we watch this game. You have the number 1 recruit, D.D. Holmes, just barely doesn't get to the quarterback, Jed Ford, who is a tamperer, by the way. And then he yams it deep, 2-on-1, picks it out of the sky. You're right, my bad, Moon. Watch party didn't even happen. Came down to the wire. Watch party definitely worth a watch. And Chet Doge, 10 receptions, 185, 2 touchdowns, including an insane play. I'm going to see if we can get a replay on that, because that play was worth watching again. Those kind of plays that have a lot of lore don't often come around, so definitely want to rewatch it. Oh my God, how beautiful. Just incredible game. The Sun Belt producing a classic moment of the season. That's one thing I love about the SFA is like the best moments of the year come from just a random Arkansas State, South Alabama moment. Like, what? Yeah, it will get highlighted. You don't typically, you guys clip wise, just go for my crazy commentary. But let's view the replay here. Boom. All right. Oh God. All right. So obviously number 93 at the top left here. He gets off the block, and then he just barely misses. Like he could have gotten him. And then obviously Chet Doge. Now let's watch Chet Doge. He just runs a deep post to the middle, and he just yams it. The safety and basically both safeties, and he just catches it and falls into the end zone. Just insane. Like he catches this at the 3. Just a big man TD. He just readjusts in the air, leaps higher than both of them. Touchdown. Let's take a look at the stats real quick. Yeah, that's a grown man. So Chet Doge had the first tutty, 5 yards. Simmons got 2 runs, 77, then an 83, just back-to-back crazy plays. So Markeith had a fantastic day. McNeil did well. I mean, much better performance than when they played Georgia State and scored a whopping 0. 2 sacks for D.D. Holmes. Wishes he could have gotten that third. 3 sacks here for Chris Smith on the other side. And then Arkansas State. Jed Ford. Yeah, Ron, if you want to use it, you just got to let me know, and then you can choose whatever stream you want. I just have to know before I go live. Otherwise, I can't set it up while I'm already live. So we got 3 sacks here from Kevin Mann. Mann's a master. So love him. He's going to be a top 10 pick in my mock draft, which isn't real, but, you know. And then the under hit, and they did not cover. So another no cover. And like I've been saying all year, Arkansas State potentially has 2 of the top 10 players in the country currently. I mean, player of the game for both. This team is dangerous. Like, I could see if Buffalo loses and, God forbid, ECU loses again, Arkansas State right there, man. They could be scary in a playoff when you have players doing that. All right, anyways, we are moving on, and we've got Arizona and Stanford. For those of you who haven't been watching BearCaves regularly, 3 weeks ago, Arizona played a 4 overtime game in this slot against Washington. So we'll see what he can do here. Heads or tails, kicker receive, Dogwater. As far as I'm concerned, because Arkansas State won it last year, Georgia Southern has to get through Arkansas State. So heads and kick here for Dogwater. No rain. And for those of you who are bettors, Arizona is actually a 5-point favorite on the road, and the over-under for this game is 59.5. I thought this game was too close to call, so we will see. But 5-point favorite on the road. This is a Stanford team who beat Notre Dame a few weeks ago. Might have been last week. They've also gotten a few other wins. I don't remember them, but they were 2-4. Now they are 4-4, which is all that matters. Coach MLB rules. And this Stanford team does have still a healthy amount of SFA players. So definitely cannot be taken for granted. Mainly Kyle Powers and Tyrese Hall, wide receiver and a middle linebacker. All right, so heads and kick for Dogwater. One of the funniest teams in the SFA. Just so many great stream moments from this team. 5-2 versus 4-4. Big implications for the pack. Hopefully they do not crumble like the IRL pack. All right, quick touchdown here for Arizona. And 10-0, exactly how you want it. And can Stanford get on the board? Yes, they do. All right, so Arizona, the last couple of weeks, they've just been blowing teams out of the building. They don't do it here, but the Desert Storm does a great job at stopping them before halftime. So 13-7. So next quarter, this game not going crazy like we thought, and a field goal and another field goal. All right, so both teams settling, and Stanford misses an extra point. So we go into the fourth quarter tied up. So possession by possession, they are slowly moving the ball. They just couldn't do it, though. And a quick touchdown for Stanford. Oh, God. All right. So Arizona now on their back foot. They've had the lead all game long, and now it just got swept away and fourth down. And dropped by Palmer, 4th and 4. So they've got to get this ball back. On 4th and 14, we're jumping in, and they are punting it. Okay, so Arizona getting the ball back. Desert Storm doing its job. This is what makes or breaks legacies. Josh Gamara, Mike Wishbone, Luigi Greenberg, Alan Lazard, Big Fuck Chuck Valverde. You've got to go 80 yards for a touchdown to tie this game up. You want to be that team in the Pac-12. You want to make Pac-12 championships. You want to make the playoff. You've got to be able to make these drives. Josh Gamara out wide to, that is Luigi Greenberg, the true freshman. He catches it, but he cannot get out of bounds. So they are going to, in fact, hurry it up here. Got to watch out for Mike Wishbone, bottom of the screen. Josh Gamara playing time. He was going to yam it, but he goes down. Oh, my. Michael Nelson gets through at the last second. Big fuck Chuck hating it. 3rd and 9 now. They still have all 3 timeouts. So time not necessarily a factor, but we've got 5 wide now. Can Gamara make a play? Over the middle, wide open man, and a lot more. Reggie Palmer, the man who dropped it on 4th and 4 on the last drive, gets the conversion here. So we're up to the 40, still 3 timeouts, plenty of time, 5 wide receivers. Kyle Powers, SFA, middle linebacker in the middle for Stanford. And corner blitz late, but he chucks it deep and it's intercepted! Josh Gamara throws the game away! But the game is not over as David Wilson picks off Gamara. They still have to get a first down. Can the Desert Swarm, the Legion of Dread, bail out Dogwater? They got to get a stop. And he runs over Poe Castle. He made Poe Castle look like a pile of rubble right there. Is Perry Williams now. This is not the team we've seen the last couple of weeks. First down here wins it. 2nd and 1. Handoff. No, he keeps it. Oh, nothing but green. That's a first down for Stanford. Ryan Hawkins, as Dogwater hates it, sweating through his suit. 49 seconds left, and this game is all but over, barring a miracle. And they are just going to run out the clock now. Arizona using the timeout. And, I mean, death taxes Arizona losing the second they get ranked. It happens like every single week. Tough pill to swallow for this Arizona team. I think that they are probably... Next season is the year for them to win the division. I think this year it's Arizona State's year with Cody Green, and then they'll drop off. But, yeah, Payne in the SFA is right. The Sims the last 2 weeks have given Dogwater a false sense of hope. Oh, my! That was the chance right there. They had to have forced a fumble. 4th down, and that is going to be the game. Stanford wins at home. Pac-12 notorious for eating themselves as Mike Wishbone gets a whopping 35 yards. So they're able just to clamp on them. Stanford gets out of here with a win. They've won now 3 in a row. Yeah, TCU as well. Just tough years for so many teams. Josh Gamara, he was gearing up for something beautiful right there. Trust. And he just couldn't get it off. So about 40 minutes in here, we are actually not even halfway through. We've seen a lot of great games so far. And we got an even better game day coming on up. Ron, are you going to be using your, are you going to be using the 50K for game day this week, or are you going to save it for another week? So, and the reason I don't just skip past this is sometimes you get the game to freeze and then the whole game gets erased. So I always just let the end credits kind of roll through. But Bowers, then Janikowski, Peoples, then Janikowski. So Janikowski did his job, but that third quarter and on, they just died. They had the lead the whole time. The under hit. Gamara didn't throw a touchdown. Looks like the passing game was the issue as Bowers went for 135 and a tutty. Then receiving Bowers out of the backfield, that just shows that nobody was getting open. You just had to keep dumping it off. Valverde had a pancake. And then on the defensive side, I mean, I don't see any extracurriculars. You got Perry Williams, Taylor McQueen. But, I mean, no sacks, no interceptions, no tackles for loss, maybe one. I'm sorry, Dogwater. But, hey, Janikowski, 75%, my guy. That's a positive. All right. So we move on now. Let's take a look at Stanford. You got Ryan Hawkins, who actually was the backup. So Clinton Peoples looks like he just threw the ball once. So did Peoples scored? Let's go. I'm pretty sure I picked him for my tutty tally. I think I just got off tier 4. That's crazy. And then I mean, yeah, this team, it just, I mean, they got the sack, they got that critical interception all on that drive, so that's just the kind of the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Tough loss for Arizona, but they'll battle back, they always do. I think next year is the year for Gamara, junior year. That seems to be the sweet spot for a lot of teams, junior year for Iowa State, so. And then senior year is like the last-ditch effort, but then there's always pressure that comes with that. And then oftentimes these teams crumble. All right, but let's move on. I think next up is a game I'm actually super excited for, the Sickos Game of the Week. So, Coach Nathan, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. And we've got Louisville and Wake. Two teams that you would not think would make a stream. We got 2-5 Louisville and Wake Forest, who is 0-8. I mean, all I can think of for a prediction here is a simple who wins. I mean, these teams both oftentimes have been getting their names caught up in realignment, potentially getting demoted to the AAC or the MAC even for ECU and Buffalo. But I mean, they're facing head-to-head, so can one of them pull it off here? This is user versus user. We got Coach Sharp, and we've got Coach Nathan. Yes, TCU lost. All right, so I don't see anybody saying anything, so no, ECU did not lose. TCU. So they're even. One's 2-5. One is 3-0. Nathan, if you say something before we start, Nathan, heads or tails, kick or receive. It is Wake Forest who's at home, and I gotta wait for the prediction to end here. But Nathan, pick heads or tails, kick or receive. Tails and kick. Perfect. And for those of you who are betting while we're waiting for the prediction to finish, is Louisville's a 3-point favorite on the road, and the over-under for this game is 49.5. All right, so no rain here. Fink's probably at this game. Probably the only man there at his 0-8 team. This is a true sickos matchup. Two of the worst Power 5 teams in the country. I've never seen this entrance before in my life. Never thought this guy came out on a motorcycle. That's wild. Truist Field at Wake Forest. All right, so you want tails and kick. See if Louisville, I think they've won 2 in a row, actually. So they're actually climbing out of the ashes. Can they get another massive win here? Here we go. We get a touchdown for Louisville. They started out. They get another field goal. All right, so 10 points for them. Nicely done. Can Wake get involved? Louisville's coming out clutch. No scores for Wake there. They got inside the red zone. And boom, 27-0 for Louisville. How bad is Wake? This Wake team just horrible. They finally get on the board, but, I mean, hell, at what cost? As we got an interception there, so now we're up to 44 on the over-under. So 5 points away as we are going into the next possession. Can we see a Wake comeback? They're only 2 scores away. Can we see? No. Louisville pulls ahead as the over looks to have hit. And they do not score again. We get a fumble. And there it is. So Louisville gets it done on the road. A massive win for Louisville as they are still have some faint hopes here for potentially a bowl game. So we got a punt return actually for Wake. So interesting there. Curtis Good had a great day. Young got 91 yards on 43 carries, 4 touchdown throws. And then you've got a couple sacks here, an interception from Felder. So great, fantastic day as Sharp goes to 0-9 as Stiegel did nothing here. Townsend 56 and a tutty. He is a really good running back as a freshman, so that is something to build around, honestly. And on defense, I mean, 14, 12, and 12. You got a sack here. 6 tackles for loss. So it looks like they're running through that line. They just couldn't connect. And yeah, that's the game. 21-point win here for Coach Nathan. Big job. I like how the punt return is just TD is what he gets. Doesn't even say the punt return. All right, so next up is we got the Patreon Choice Game of the Week. So they chose Michigan at Michigan State. 12.5-point line here is what they chose, what they went with. If you're asking me, I probably would have gone with Michigan State at +10 just because it's a rivalry game. So, I mean, we'll see. There is definitely some difference of opinion. I know D-Sleep thought it'd be a lot closer. This is a McNasty, if you're here, heads or tails, or sorry, kick or receive only. As we are about to venture into the right side of BearCave, the big games. As we got rain up here in Michigan for a massive rivalry. Unfortunately, Michigan has had the team. They have the SFA players. They just haven't been good or put it together since Season 7 when they made the semifinal, as McNasty chooses kick. Yeah, Beavers definitely thrown over 11.5 TDs today against Ole Miss. Calling it now. Beavers is him. All right, massive game today. They're going to need Binks McBurnfinger in this rivalry, especially in the rain. So like I said, it is a 12.5 point spread in favor of MSU, and the over-under is 55.5. All right, so no choice there for McNasty as we are headed into this rivalry. I don't know if this rivalry has a name, but we get a quick 6-0 score, missed extra point, or it was blocked. As another touchdown now for Michigan State and a field goal. All right, and another field goal, and Michigan State finally adds one. So a very entertaining second quarter there, as now we are jumping in, and bam, Michigan State gets an 8-point. So they're up 17 now. 30-10. This game isn't even close right now. Can Michigan battle back, though? It is a rivalry game. Bam, there they go. And MSU gets stopped. We're not inside one possession. Boom, there we go. 6-point game. Let's see what happens. They did not get the extra point, but they still have all 3 timeouts. So 1 first down, as I don't see McBurnfinger in the backfield. That's not McBurnfinger, so interesting to see what happened there. Are we seeing another injury as Cheeto, the SFA middle linebacker freshman, makes the tackle? A first down here does win the game. We hand it off and breaks the tackle, pushing forward, first down. Medley pushes through. That is Calcium Loudermilk, who has almost 20 tackles on the day. So barring a fumble, this game is over. No, Michigan is not a user. So barring a fumble, this game is over. As he hits to the outside, that's Medley again. He's running well. Kalechi Medley, he is a decent backup, but I think he's the 3rd string running back. I think Whitehead is before him. All right, can Michigan somehow force a turnover or something? They're not kneeling quite yet as they holding on to that last timeout. For the TC parlay, I need a Michigan State win. I do not care about a cover or not, but it doesn't look like they could be covering here if they score a touchdown. We're still running real plays. They hand it off again outside. He has some room and breaks tackles, and he's down inside the 5. So if you picked Michigan State cover, you are begging that he finds the end zone here. If they come out and kneel it, you're going to be salty, and that's what they're going to do. So the no cover is going to hit B-Dog in shambles. Oh no, he's happy about it. So if you pick the MSU cover, you're salty right now, as that's going to be the game. Michigan State survives after leading by 20 in the 4th quarter. But what happened to Binks McBurnfinger is the question. The leader in the Heisman race. No touchdowns for McBurnfinger. Oh, I'll pay. Sorry, I just get distracted. So Louisville, pay you guys out. Thanks for the reminder. Ooh, I like that animation for the trophy there. That's a cool trophy. So Michigan State gets it done closer than the experts thought. Pretty big payout for that Louisville game. Michigan State survives. They always like to make it close here in these BearCave games. Michigan just couldn't get it done. It's just been the theme of them the last like 5 years. I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know this rivalry. All right, so let's see what happened. Scoring summary first. We had touchdown here, McCarthy, and then it just kind of blew off for Michigan State, and then they did battle back. Draws got a touchdown. All right. So Green had a fantastic day, the redshirt senior, and then McBurnfinger had 18 carries, no touchdowns before Medley came in. So we'll check on that injury, as always, tomorrow. Chuck Llamas, 13 pancakes. Did give up a sack, though. And then on the defensive end, Whopper, no sacks. McBurnfinger, he did have a tackle for loss. So it's going to be interesting to see what happened there tomorrow, if he's still hurt. A good game here for Vincent. Draws had a touchdown. And then on the defensive side, where the majority of their SFA players are, you got Cheeto with 7 tackles for loss and a sack. That might vault him back up into my rankings here. Cheeto going crazy. Byron not doing anything, though. And that's pretty much it for them. So Michigan drops. Michigan State still looking for that division title. Obviously, everyone's circling the Ohio State-Michigan State matchup. Again, rematch of Season 10 National Championship. And just always a great game. So let me get my players of the week here. And then we will be playing the ECU game. So East Carolina on the road against Western Kentucky. As always, I just do not enjoy simming my games, so we'll see here. Right before we hit the right side of the graphic, the big boy games. Boom, 27-0. So, Pinstripe, you get a shutout, I get a shutout. We're going blow for blow. Vanilla Vic, baby, back in the win column for stats. 3 tutties. So Vanilla Vic carrying us as our stupid quarterback had 2 interceptions. Hopefully, please God, let Christian Richard be okay for next week. Sir, let's go look at total points scored this season. This 27 might be the lowest total I've had all season. All right, Arkansas and Tulane. So this could be a sneaky game here. Yeah, you have 0 quality losses. I have a good quality loss against Wisconsin in overtime. I win that column as well, Pin. I don't know why you're bringing that up. All right, so Arkansas is not a user team anymore. Bohr left, so this team will be open. Tulane doesn't have a team either. This is just a good, hard-fought game. 6.5 point favorite for Arkansas, as we also got an over-under 58.5. Baby, I know ball. And look at this, Tulane wearing the baby blues. Pin, ECU propaganda is just ingrained into my bloodstream. I know the arguments like the back of my hand, and I make them at will until I'll die. I'll never admit Buffalo has me beat in any category at all. There's always a workaround. You just have to put some elbow grease into finding the way. As Arkansas comes in ranked number 15, Tulane had a crushing defeat last week, lost their undefeated streak, so we'll see if Arkansas, is this a trip-up game, or are they going to continue to pound and be a team to watch in the Big 12? All right, next quarter, Tulane, I love this field. They start out with a tutty. Brad Thornton on the other side, and they don't score here. All right, next up, second quarter, still 7-0, 7-7, tie ball game now. This game has been a battle on both sides. Defense is going crazy. As Tulane now up 3. And we're going to the fourth quarter only at 17 total points, so under looks to be hitting again. All right, Dogwater, relax right there. It's not that bad. As we're now... Like, come on, that one didn't even go to 1 overtime. All right, so here we go. Can they score? We're almost at that 2-minute mark here. 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Arkansas. And here we go. Can Tulane get it done? The no covers are coming crazy today. Tulane. They're taking off now, and he gets hit hard. Arkansas, I knew this would be a tough fought matchup. We have them in our TC algo, or one of my things, so. All right, under center. Oh, and he somehow escapes the sack. Brandon Rucker turned that into at least an okay play, but they got to hurry it up immediately. 3rd and 8. You still have 3 timeouts, only down 4, but you've got to convert here. Wide receivers having to come back. They were all going deep. We're still missing 2. They're just jogging back. All right, Tulane, can he get a throw off? He is. He's yamming it deep to the left side. Oh, and they caught it. The receiver thought he was still running, and he came back for it. A beautiful pass, even though it was an underthrow. And they're hurrying it up. This team looks winded as they just jog to the line. As Tulane. Boom, they dump it off. All right, now they are running up to the line. We're inside the 20. Man in motion across the line. And Rucker, he's wide open, man. That's a touchdown. Tulane takes the lead here with just over a minute left. Arkansas playing no defense. All right, so Arkansas now, one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Brad Thornton, he's been owned today. This is a chance here for him to show the country he is not to be messed with and that Arkansas is actually a team to watch. They need help in the division, but they potentially could make some noise. As we're yamming it to the sideline. That was risky, but he connects. Put that ball on a rope. Found his guy. We've seen a lot of close games to the end here today. Some chokes, some not. I mean, Tulane just drove down the field very quickly. Thornton, once again, he just dumps it off this time. Can you get out of bounds? Yeah, they called the timeout, so unable to save the timeout there, unfortunately. 2nd and 5, though. Remember, all they need is a field goal. Now, we don't know how good that field goal kicker is, but 54 seconds, and they still have that timeout in the back pocket. Quick screen, and it doesn't work. He tripped up on his lineman. So now you're playing behind. Risky play call does not work. We've actually seen the mid-screen work a ton lately. That time it didn't. But we're yamming it now, and he finds his man on the sideline. Fitted in there right before the safety got to him, and Arkansas is right back in business. Arkansas has the ball again. He's wide open over the middle, and now they're threatening to win it. We're at the 10, 33 seconds left. No defense being played on either side of the ball. Brad Thornton is back up to 50%. 30 seconds. We're now itching. And he throws it to the end zone. Touchdown, Arkansas! He goes 6 for 6 for 74 and a tutty to retake the lead in less than 40 seconds. Arkansas doing their thing, baby. All right, game going back and forth, and still a lot of time for Tulane, if we're being honest. They need a touchdown, 25 seconds, 3 timeouts. They'll still have plenty of time to at least get in Hail Mary range. And we've seen a lot less Hail Marys being caught this year. And last year was the year of the Hail Mary. So 21 seconds, 3 timeouts. I'd say probably 5 plays here, depending on incompletions. Technically, yes. So at the end of the season, we typically give just the bucket of quality win to anyone who's bowl eligible. But obviously, we grade like a win over 10-2 Arkansas is a better win than a win over 6-6 Tulane, right? But if you're just looking at just the quality win marker, it would be considered a quality win. As we get a screen pass, what is that? So the team that was just yamming it all day on that last drive is now stuck on their own 20 with 14 seconds left. And dumps that off. Oh boy, we get some blocks. Okay, we have some room. That was not the worst possible play there, as 7 seconds left, so enough room to run one more play and then a Hail Mary. So what is going to be the call here? They run up to the line. Are they going to snap it? They do. Over the middle, get down, and he's down with 2 seconds left. All right, Tulane to win the game here. 55 yards out. Does Rucker have the arm? And he's not even going to get it off. Arkansas gets to Rucker. The game is over. Arkansas survives. The under hits there as well. So Tulane put up a massive fight, but just quite not enough. Arky no cover on the road, so they improved 7-2, and Tulane is now 8-2, and Tulane is now 6-2. Yeah, for that specific parlay, we just need Clemson to win. So, to double your money, the questionable game in that parlay was the Michigan State game, because of the rivalry, right? We got lucky with Arkansas State not losing that game the way it was going. Yeah, so over-under for this game was 58.5, so this is only a 38. All right, so we just check this here. Brad Thornton, 2 for 2. Chris Jones. This is a team that my OC might be interested in taking over next year. Vince Philly got a sack, so they really got the sacks. They got an interception. Kevin Irons, part of the Irons clan, I guess. And then Tulane, Brandon Rucker is a senior. He went 2 for 2 as well. Tough sack there at the end. We didn't even get to see him yam it deep. Ralph Green, big day receiving. They just couldn't quite get it done. They did get a sack here, though. A couple interceptions. 2 by Willis. And that's the game. I mean, a Clemson win should be on the horizon, right? That's why I'm experimenting with just picking the money lines of the big favorites. I don't want to risk betting spreads because that's where it gets risky, right? So just betting money lines, see if it's profitable. Should technically be profitable, but we'll see. Because just one little minor mistake and it's over. All right, so now the team that has kind of defied logic the last 3 weeks, it's Iowa State. This team, when you lose a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, you're not supposed to still be able to outscore teams at will, and that's what Iowa State was able to do last week on game day against Nebraska. The defense came up clutch, and they somehow survived late. Can they do it again? They've beaten Georgia Southern handedly. Then they survived Nebraska. Can they do the same against Louisiana, who is not a tough cookie? or not an easy cookie. Ron, kick or receive? Iowa State is a 7-point favorite. The over-under for this one is 63.5, so the biggest over-under on the day. We think the under is hitting here, but who knows? This Iowa State defense is notorious for giving up 60 points for no reason. But Iowa State trying to get back to that playoff. Baylor's looking rough. Nebraska, they have the head-to-head over, so all they have to do is just handle business these last couple of weeks, and they're right back. They've jumped up to the number 3 spot in the country. The world believes in them, so we'll see what they can do. Kiko's still out there. He's projected to come back for potentially conference championship, but probably for sure a bowl game or a playoff game. So next quarter, how does this game shake out? Can Louisiana do something special? They start out with the first touchdown. Iowa State responds immediately. Sellers gets the tutty, the standout freshman. And now the other side, they get a touchdown there. So we're up to 24. Oh, quick touchdown for Louisiana as we hit halftime. Oh, boy. Can Iowa State battle back? They're down at half. Louisiana with big drives, and they stumble out. And, 4th and 2. Touchdown for Pimpton, actually. So as we hit the end of the third quarter. And they get the 2-point conversion, it looks like. All right, so up 1 point here as we hit the fourth quarter. All right, we're just going to go play-by-play now. It's too close to call at this time. Over-under's at 41, and oh my, that's a touchdown to Shane Ocho, SFA player. So now they're up 7. They got the 2 points. 4th and 22 for Iowa State. They're down 7. This is not good. Nidair Finley could end it for them. The defense is just running at will. 3rd and 1. Here we go. Can Iowa State get a stop? Nidair Finley in the backfield, SFA player. They're running clock. Iowa State not using the timeouts quite yet. Number 3 team in the nation on the ropes. They fake it out to Nidair, and he goes down. But time for a field goal kicker, obviously. Still 2 scores, a lot on the line. Louisiana to take the 2-score lead. It's a 19-yarder. And it's good. Pretty obvious there. So a 2-score game means I cannot continue to watch. So we're going to sim play-by-play, see if they can get this back within 1 score. They get 5 yards, 4th and 5. Pass thrown away, and that's a turnover. And that is the game. And they extend it. Iowa State gets smoked. What? Finley, Sellers, Wilson, Ramsey gets a pick 6. Houseway. I mean, so I guess it's just those big swing plays like last week caught up to him. Kurt Morris had 2 interceptions. Sellers only got 42 yards on the ground. Pimpton. Barry Bumpus got 12, 5 tackles for loss. We got 2 here. And Emmett McKinney, yeah, and Ron's right. He got a pick. Chaz Weber. Tough loss for Iowa State. Luckily, it's not in conference, so for them, I mean, if we're just being realistic, right? This game has 0 implications at all for Iowa State unless they're stuck trying to get a at-large bid. So their frame of mind, we just need to, frankly, they just need to win the conference. So they don't care about this game. Is Ndamukong Suh, former 5-star. Penn says he's a bust, and the biggest game of his life gets 4 sacks. That's what it's about. Bobby Chalk, the transfer from Ole Miss, got a pick. This team did what they were supposed to do on defense for once, And that's the reason, I mean, 4 sacks. What a game. So the stars shined for Louisiana. And I'm going to say it right now, if Dirty did not abandon Louisiana and gave them Flynn Saunders, we'd be talking about the Raging Cajuns as being a favorite, not only for the G5 bid, but for potentially winning it all this year. They'd easily probably be a top 5 team if they had Flynn Saunders. I'm just going to say that. All right. Next up, we got to fly through these last BearCave games. It's a bit long for a BearCave. That's all right. And we got Clemson at Syracuse. So this is the game we're talking about. A lot of people bet on this game, bet for an upset. So ACC, #1 team in the nation against Syracuse, who's kind of struggled when we've seen them in these situations. For those of you betting, this was a 14-point spread for Clemson. And then on the other end, it is 53.5 over under. I believe the under hit on the last game. I think it was only 54. Correct me if I'm wrong. So the TC over under algo continues to go positive despite the other one not going. And Boston College losing, they're virtually out of this race. Same with Syracuse, virtually out of this conference race. The only team that could take down Clemson in this division, Florida State and coach Jackie Moon? What? A team that started out like 1-2? De'Erico Claxton? That'll be a game to watch, Clemson FSU, whenever it comes up. But we're at the Carrier Dome. Fergus Sinclair taking the coin toss. Obviously, a team we know all about, as we've seen Clemson for like the last 5 years, just dominating college football. What are they going to do to Syracuse? Syracuse starts out with a field goal. Clemson responds with a touchdown. You're not going to keep them off the scoreboard. They're up 7 early. Remember, they have SFA players as well. Syracuse does. 10-10. All right, it's staying a bit close here, but Clemson gets a field goal. So holding Clemson to field goals, you're staying in the game. That's all that matters for Syracuse. Just stay in the game. Give yourself a chance. And it's tied now. Clemson held them to another field goal. All right, so fourth quarter, up 3, and they go up 10. Is Clemson going to pull away here? Yes, they are. Up 17 now. They're going to cover as of right now. And that is 4 straight, or they punted there. And is Syracuse going to get a score here? Yes, they do. They're now down 10. We're going to go one play at a time. Can Syracuse somehow get the ball back? They do, but they do add the field goal, so they're up 13. That's currently a no cover. Can Syracuse get this back within a score? They're driving, and they get the touchdown. We're going to watch the extra point so we can watch the onside kick. So they're down 6. It's still possible, but it does come down to the onside kick. So no timeouts left. No 3 timeouts left for Syracuse. So it's all relies on this onside kick. Can Syracuse get the ball back? And it's recovered by Clemson. Bob Patton, the freshman running back, gets it done. So a lot of money being made here, potentially, by quite a few people if you tailed me last night. I think Kenzie put 20K, so he's going to make about 15K off this game. So assuming Clemson doesn't mess this up. So the over does hit, I believe, here. If you were betting on this one. And the no covers, this is kind of a big no cover week. And TC, Algo bet the over here. Will Hearn in the Heisman conversation. With McBurnfinger's injury, he might fall out of that number 2 spot. We'll have to see tomorrow. But right now, it's all about getting out of the Carrier Dome with a W. They're going to run a real play here. That's the last chance. 4th and 6. He goes down, but the clock expires. Omar Woods wins it. Clemson moves to 8-0. 13 straight wins with the MacGuffin. Ron loses his, I think he put 5K on Syracuse. Would have been a massive payout. They almost got it done. Walter Hearn, though, gets it done here. He's trying to become another one-year wonder for Syracuse, or for Clemson. So our parlay hit, Dogwater. Telling you, dude, if you tail the TC portfolio, you're going to be making money every week. It's not massive hits, but it's a sustainable way to bet. So far, at least, this season. I got to remember, I don't even know what my Sickos parlay was. I think the Sickos tailed, did we tail Scar? I'm not quite sure what we tailed, but so I don't know if the Sickos wound up winning or not. But let's see how this one shook out. Charlie Heaton, SFA player, got a touchdown. Wayne Rooney went crazy. Drew Stowey, SFA player, got 2 touchdowns here. He's a freshman in-game recruit. And Walter Hearn did what he does, 3 tutties. No rushing TDs here. Jeff Keys, they went to Stowey and Walker. Down the defensive side, Lambert and obviously our cover athlete, Martin Black. 7 tackles, doing his thing. Chris Presley, projected top 10 pick, 2 tackles for loss today. Ryland Magnuson, no sacks. So they didn't really do any extracurriculars on their side, but they just didn't make any mistakes, and that's how you win in this league, is Adam Rich. Charlie Heaton, only 2 catches, and then Bruce Sellers getting the other. Fergus Sinclair, as always, 9 pancakes. Dewey Deeks, 10 tackles, SFA player. They got a couple sacks here and there. Tried to stay in it. They put up a valiant effort, but at the end of the day, you have to get those W's. All right, so one more game remaining here today on the BearCave stream, and probably the biggest game of the week, even outside game day. You've got Ole Miss and Texas A&M battling potentially at this point for the division. It's kind of been all Ole Miss in that division, but Texas A&M slowly climbing back after starting out 0-2, facing ECU and Georgia. So let's take a look here. So Skook, if you're here, heads or tails, kick or receive. 5-2, we got some Beaver ball coming at you against Ole Miss. Very even matchup on the gridiron, and we got to get our prediction going for you guys while we wait. Just because Maple Mango said it, we're going to do a Rex Beavers prediction. Rex Beavers passing TDs. So in order for them to win this game, Rex Beavers has to pop off. So is he going to have over 3.5, or we're going to do 2.5. 2.5 TDs or under 2.5 passing TDs. So it's passing TDs only. So you got a full minute. Get those Bobanos ready. Get them going. Get them going. You got a minute here. Remember, right after this game, I'm going to take about a 5-10 minute break, and then I'll set up game day for you. So I need to know if Dogwater or if Ron, if you're going to use the commentating Bobanos, trade them in. I need to know before the stream starts, otherwise I can't add you into the call. We got Wisconsin and Iowa coming up next. Obviously, right after that, we've got recruits. We got a quarterback, and we got one of the top D linemen in the nation, Nazir Fitzsimmons, committing. So big week for recruiting. And then obviously next batch will come out later tonight. Typical. And then we immediately are going to go into week 11, the last month, the final stretch of the season. They go by fast. All right, so this prediction is pretty much over. Looks like the majority say that it's going to be over 2.5 touchdowns for Beavers. I do not see Skook giving a prediction here. So we're just going to go heads and kick unless he comes in. This is a big one. Texas A&M probably going to finally jump a lot if he actually pulls this win off. as we have rain. For those of you who are bettors, this game is 4.5-point favorite for Ole Miss at home. And then the over-under is 60.5. So if you bet the under, you're probably in good shape considering the rain. But look at this division. I mean, Texas could sneak in here. I think their only losses to Georgia as well. I might be wrong on that, but I guess a 3-horse race here in the final month of the year. They play 9 conference games here in the SEC, so we'll see. We'll see. So we got Maple Mango being an Aggie fan here today. Vaught Hemingway Stadium here. Ole Miss. They're wearing the baby blues. Geraldo and Matthew Brown out for the coin toss. Is Texas A&M 1 year removed from a playoff? Can they do it? Ole Miss starts out here with an early score and another early score, but Beavers battles back. They do not care. And a quick touchdown for Ole Miss. Not a good sign if you're a Texas A&M fan, as Ole Miss is running and passing at will. You do not like to see that, but they're not finishing. They're leaving Texas Tech life here, but it seems as soon as they score, they immediately give the ball right back, and now it's a 21-point game. This game is likely over. Ole Miss making a statement here today. And boom, the over has not quite hit. We're at 56, so one more touchdown will do it. So, can Texas A&M somehow get the ball back? It's not looking good here. Robinson just going crazy, but they do force a 4th down, and they get a run. Oh, man, they're just going to run out the clock there as the under ends up hitting. So, Ole Miss wins by 2 touchdowns. Acuna today got 3. So, once again, Brent Boozler, he's falling, man. He's not having a good season. Beavers, no tutties today, so the under does, in fact, hit for the prediction. Let me get that out of the way until I forget, right? Running the ball, Hughes had all 3 tutties. Percy Knox, only 3 catches. They just couldn't get it done here today. Jackie Knight, big day for him. 3 tackles for loss, a sack. And then Freddie Furman, SFA player as well. He had 2 sacks on his own. So big things are happening here for Texas A&M in the future. Ozzie Merkins as well. And then Ole Miss, 3 touchdowns for Matt Ryan. Nate Robinson had 2 of his own. Brent Boozler, he got over 100, just no touchdowns. And then Ronald Acuna got 3 today. And then on defense, Terrell Devers, he got a pick. SFA player right there. Booker Atwood didn't do much. Miles Rickens didn't do anything. All right. So that concludes the BearCave slate. Big time games today. No massive upsets except that Iowa State game. That's going to shake up the rankings surely. As A&M just couldn't get it done. Soon for Beavers. Soon he'll be at the top. I mean, I can't set the predictions, though. That's the problem. And then I can't manually give out Bob and us. So, as is tradition, we got to make sure all games were simmed except game day. Sim any ones I missed. So, there's game day. And then the rest is. And then we're going to take a look at Week 11. And Week 11 is where there are now no more requirements for game day. Everybody is eligible once again. We can do double, we can do triple if absolutely needed, but we want to see kind of teams from around the country. So we got UCLA, Arizona. We've got Toledo, Buffalo, Charlotte, East Carolina, Southern Miss, Georgia State, Iowa State, Baylor. This is always a good one. Miami, Georgia Tech, Texas, Tennessee, TCU, Kansas, Georgia Southern, Florida Atlantic, North Texas, Texas State, And then these are all non-users. Are Hawaii, right there. Wyoming. This is a good one. We got Arkansas, Ole Miss. That could potentially be game day. You don't know. Syracuse, Boston College. Would have been a good game if both these teams could win a game, but they can't. Big loss for UNLV this week. Utah, Washington State. Notre Dame, Washington. That's kind of a fun non-conference game this late in the year. Northwestern, Wisconsin. South Carolina at Florida. Illinois, Iowa, who's playing a little later on tonight. And next week, speak of the devil, Michigan State, Ohio State. I mean, we'll see what you guys vote, but that one, we haven't seen Ohio State yet this year. ULM, Arkansas State, Auburn, Georgia, Nebraska, West Virginia. This is another good one. Clemson, Florida State is next week. Oh dear, we're gonna have some bloodbath of a vote this week. Texas A&M, Oklahoma. Some massive games coming down the pipe in Week 11. A notoriously huge week for matchups. So that's going to do it for the BearCave stream. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to take about a 5-minute break, and we'll be back for game day, baby. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Thanks for watching.